They do a great job with the sexual attention. They do a great job with the
Hmm.
sapphic sex. The sapphic sex was actually like realistic of
Oh,
what you would be doing.
what
It
made it
wasn't.
realistic?
This is Shana,
And Kris.
and we are bad queers. If you came out of the closet and got put in a box of stereotypes you don't belong to, then welcome to the Bad Queers Club.
All right, this week in Queer Urban Dictionary, I have the Kinsey Scale, which you may have heard of. It was a tool developed by Alfred Kinsey in 1948 to describe sexual orientation. The scale runs from 0, which is exclusively heterosexual, to 6, which is exclusively homosexual. A deeper dive into this to go through the full scale is again 0, attracted to the opposite sex. 1 is mostly opposite sex attraction, occasional same-sex attraction, like a little dash in there.
Dipping
A
their toe
little,
in.
just a little.
Mm,
2 is mostly opposite sex, but noticeable same-sex attraction, you
mm,
know?
mm.
3, equally attracted to both or multiple genders, sexes. Well, I'll say both sexes because when this was developed, it was uh binary.
Right. The 50-50 myth was strong here. Yeah.
Yeah. 4, mostly same-sex attraction, but noticeable opposite sex attraction as well. 5 is mostly same-sex attraction and the occasional opposite sex attraction. And 6 is you're only attracted to the same sex. X is no sexual attraction or activity. So,
Damn. No activity.
mhm. Yeah, which again, that's why this scale is good for the times it was good for. Now
Hmm.
things have expanded and all that. I still think it's like mostly a good way to describe things because just even with like the noticeable and occasional attraction kind of thing, it just happens because you might just meet somebody that you're like, whoa, wait, hold on.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
How did we get here?
So yeah, it kind of offers some space, but obviously it's probably limited, could be expanded. Maybe there is a expanded or better one out there, but this was the Kinsey scale as we know it.
All right. Throwback. Throwback.
Hmm.
My queer urban dictionary word of the week is urge to merge. We have discussed this before, but felt like with all of the conversations we've had lately, I'm bringing it back. So, the urge to merge refers to the tendency of some, specifically lesbian relationships, to quickly develop intensely, often leading to partners spending a lot of time together early on and becoming very close emotionally. I got this from Queer Sapphic. My sentence is the urge to merge typically ends in either a U-Haul or a breakup. Urge to merge. All right. Well, before we get into our regular episode, there is no guest today. Um, as you all know, it's summertime, so usually we do have a lot of guests on. It helps Kris and I be able to take a little break, but we
Hmm.
have a bit of a longer break coming up. So because of the work that we have also been doing this summer, you will not miss any episodes from us. There will be a lot of guest episodes that are coming out over the next few weeks as Kris goes on maternity leave. Deserves to have
Yes.
some rest with that fresh baby that's
Mm.
coming.
Rest and fresh baby doesn't really
That's true. You're
coincide, but
right.
it will be one less thing to do because it's a new
Yes.
baby and a toddler. So yeah, we have some really good guests and episodes coming up that I think y'all will enjoy. And we'll be back afterwards to what we were doing before. But yeah, giving y'all the heads up, it's a coming.
It's coming.
It's a coming.
But you're
Mhm.
going to have some good episodes. I'm still going to be engaging with y'all on social media. We'll still be around,
Yeah.
but we'll just have a bit of a break while Kris gets to go and spend time with family. And then I'm going to take a much needed break as well. So
Yeah.
we'll still be here each week. So don't worry about that. But excited for you, Kris, and your family and the expansion
Yeah.
that's coming, the double Virgos that are about to happen in your house. And I'm
Hmm.
very excited for the Blue Ivy equivalent to see how the house is going to be managed as soon as you go into a house of four.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah. Y'all report back. It's gonna be interesting.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and praise, pray tell. Get into our category is the first category is marriage equality under fire. Fire, man, did that run? So fast. The fact that we believe anything that Kim Davis says anymore is wild to me, and why she has such a chokehold on the news cycle
Yeah.
is also
Like
wild to me.
the fact that like queer marriage has just and marriage equality has been at like she's been the center of it with her turbulent marriage history,
Okay?
which I don't know if you've seen is
It's
crazy.
the
Like it's
wildest.
nuts. It's
Hasn't
so
she been
nuts.
divorced like 3 times or something?
Yes, but then it's like she went back and had like
Right.
it's nuts. Like it is just, but it's also a perfect representation on how phony all of this is because like she's not fighting for any like sanctity of marriage or anything. It's just like, yeah, turbulent marriage
Turbulent.
history. Okay. It's
Yes.
crazy. Mm.
Yes. So if you haven't seen the details or haven't heard about this, over the past few days, there was a what the slate is calling a long shot request for the Supreme Court to overturn marriage equality, which has snowballed into a major news story. You're probably hearing about it everywhere. There are pages that are posting about how to keep your marriage safe, giving instructions for documentation. I have friends who have just got married or getting ready to get married, who have been married, who are making sure that all of their documents are updated just in case.
Hmm.
And it's mainly because media heard about this and was just like, run with it. Go all of the things. So basically, most media outlets have covered it. Prominent politicians have really taken this as a talking point as well, that same sex marriage is under attack. It is certainly true that no one should take this hard one right for granted, but any panic about this particular challenge brought by former Kentucky clerk Kim Davis is unwarranted. Kim Davis was the cake lady, in case you forgot. From ABC, Kim Davis, former Kentucky County clerk who was jailed for 6 days in 2015 for refusing to issue marriage license to gay couples on religious grounds, is appealing a $100,000 jury verdict for emotional damages plus $260,000 for attorney fees. You should have known that this probably wasn't a huge deal just for the sole amount of money that she is asking for. Because if I was bringing something to the Supreme Court, I'm asking for money, money that sets me up for life, not just to pay off my bills. Okay. Continuing from ABC, in a petition for writ of certiorari, I'm not a lawyer, filed last month, Davis argues First Amendment protection for free exercise of religion immunizes her from personal liability for the denial of marriage licenses. More fundamentally, she claims the High Court's decision in Obergefell versus Hodges extending marriage rights for same-sex couples under the 14th Amendment's due processes protections was egregiously wrong. The mistake must be corrected, wrote Davis's attorney Matthew Staver in the petition. He calls Justice Anthony Kennedy's majority opinion in Obergefell quote unquote legal fiction. Not a single judge on the U.S. Court of Appeals showed any interest in Davis's rehearing petition, and we are confident the Supreme Court will likewise agree that Davis's arguments do not merit further attention, said William Powell, who's the attorney for David Ermold and David Moore, the now married Kentucky couple that sued Davis for damages in a statement to ABC News. Back to according to Slate, there's essentially no chance that the court will entertain Davis's plea to abolish gay people's constitutional right to marry. The odds round down to zero. And although apprehension about the justice's hostility toward LGBTQ plus equality is justified, marriage does not yet appear to be in their crosshairs.
Yeah, Biden signed the Respect for Marriage Act in 2022 that also shored it up. So it is a long shot. I, at this point, will never say anything is a long shot in America, even though this one would take a lot,
A lot.
um, a lot, because Biden did do his big one with this to really shore it up at the state
Mm-hmm.
level, federalize it. Like it's a long shot, but the
You
way
never
things are
know.
moving, you never know. He might be like,
Especially
oh,
with
okay,
how
year three, you know.
the government is laid out right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Like
Could.
I was like, I don't know. He's done all sorts of things in these last couple months that I didn't think he would be able to do so quickly. So, but this one for now doesn't appear to be totally threatened, but everybody who is married, you have children, make sure just all your paperwork is in place, just in case,
just in
because
case.
they will pull the stunt, okay? They'll do
Hmm.
stuff that they can't really do as they're doing now. And then, ask they don't ask for forgiveness, but it rolls back later. So Kim Davis, I tell you what,
Just she's
whew,
really writing this for the long run.
nothing else. This is like what old girl that does all the anti-trans athletic thing. This is what she looks like in 10 years, where it's just like they are bringing this old bitter bitch back up, dusty, like just like Kim Day. I was like, I saw a picture of Kim Davis and I was like, this bitch again, like
Hmm.
nothing going on in the last 10 years or so. So yeah, well, let's move on.
Yes.
The next category, not a good one. Not a good one. Sha'Carri Richardson addresses the domestic violence arrest and apologizes to her boyfriend Christian Coleman. By now, most people know that Sha'Carri was arrested last month in July at the airport, which is always a red flag. Fighting in the
Yep.
airport is just like I love Sha'Carri, but anybody fighting in the airport it's not only a red flag, but it's also like a near kind of unhinged kind of thing because I was like, the airport, you shouldn't be fucking with that.
Mm.
But was arrested at the airport and for fourth degree domestic violence charge involving her boyfriend, fellow sprinter Christian Coleman. The surveillance footage came out showing Sha'Carri pulling his backpack and shoving him, getting in his path and everything. She has issued a public apology to Coleman and to her fans and expressed remorse. Some people thought she was too smiley and stuff like that. I mean, you believe it or you don't believe it. He has decided not to press charges and chose not to be labeled a victim. And just saying it was unfortunate for everyone involved. Um, Everybody, keep your goddamn hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. This is like I was happy to see a lot of women saying too, like, I mean, there were some that were like, she probably saw something. She might have, but still,
Hmm.
keep your hands to yourself. No one put your hands on anybody. I don't care your gender, how you identify. Don't fight anybody, but especially don't fight in the airport. It's just, it's crazy. It's crazy. No one is worth fighting and getting a charge for, but especially at the airport. So, Sha'Carri is still very young, and hopefully she gets the help that she needs with this because she's not gonna be charged. But I do hope she gets into whatever program because I'm under the impression if you fight at the airport, this wasn't your first time fighting. So I hope
Okay.
she does get help. And I'm not with that, but I also believe in, when warranted, additional chances. But Sha'Carri got to be careful here. She's got to be careful here. So, hope they really piece that up and they keep their hands to themselves. But I was disappointed to see that. And she also didn't end up running in the world championships that they were competing in. She won she previously won the 100 meter there, but one of the like races or trials she ended up not running in. She's like, I got a lot of stuff going on right now. So do better, Sha'Carri. Mm. And everybody keep
Please.
your hands to yourself. Just keep your hands to yourself. Don't
Please.
no fighting. It's just not worth it. It's not. Especially in Trump's America. They're trying to send people to jail. So don't don't. Just don't. Just don't. That's all I got.
All right. And to our final category is lighthearted, all the things, but I've done the work for you, is what I'm here to say. This category is that I watched Hunting Wives
Mm, okay.
in full, start to finish. Got that done really quickly.
How
I
many
saw
episodes is it?
it's eight. It's like eight like hour-long episodes.
Okay.
I think like 45 to an hour. And I saw all the white queer pages were like blowing up about it. A bunch of my group chats were blowing up about it. Everybody was just so excited because they were like, ah, lady sex. Lady sex was happening. It was in here. It was strong. It was happening almost every other episode. So I was just like, oh, okay, well, that'll get me to watch something. So I went and I
Hmm.
watched it. And you know what? The show was good. I'm gonna give it
Okay.
that. The show was good. I was like, it's basically the premise of Hunting Wives is this couple moves from Boston with their son because homeboy got a new job. Of course, they moved from Boston to Texas. And so, in the part of Texas that they're in, it's a very red rural county. And you have his boss who's trying to like run for governor. He has a super hot wife who, of course, had like a really sketchy upbringing. And that wife, played by her character's name was Margot, played by Malin Akerman, who is in like The Proposal and Rock of Ages and a bunch of other stuff. And then Brittany Snow, she plays a character called Sophie. She's the one who moved from Boston.
Oh,
So
Brittany Snow.
she's this little innocent
Hmm.
person who went through a really traumatic event where she got drunk, hit somebody with a car and killed them.
Hmm.
And so she hasn't drank, she hasn't driven a car. She has this husband that has the emotional capacity of a teaspoon and is just like followed him to Texas to do all of this stuff. So of course she gets in with Margot. Margot decides to take special attention on her, and it's basically this really uh like murder mystery style thing while also very much like Real Housewives mixed in.
Hmm.
Real Housewives times murder mystery. And that's what happens throughout. We're trying to figure out one, Brittany Snow's character Sophie is trying to like start a new life. Margot apparently has a bunch of skeletons. At the beginning, they show this like girl crawling through the woods and then she gets shot twice and like opens with the scene of this bitch getting like shot in the head. I was like, God damn,
Hmm.
that's
Yeah.
crazy. Whoever shot her was close. So
Hunting.
it starts off with this like there's a missing girl involved, all the things. So it's this whole storyline of how Sophie and Margot's relationship builds. More people die, of course, and everybody's trying to figure out who did it. Somehow, Sophie gets pointed out because they convince her to buy a gun. Margot uses the gun to go out and kill the people. This is a lot of me ruining the show. So if you're listening to this, I
Hmm.
forgot to say, spoiler
We'll put it
alert.
in the description.
My bad.
Yeah.
But basically, Margot sets up Sophie to like get set up for this murder, but then seduces her to make her like not be upset about it.
Hmm.
And it's wild. It's wild. The whole thing is wild. There's a lot of stuff that you can guess that happens throughout the show. Like you sit there and you're like, oh, it was 100% this guy, or it's 100% this guy. That's really too obvious. The girl at the beginning isn't really who we think it's going to be. Like all of that, like it's kind of an obvious thing. But man, they do a great job with the sexual tension. They do a great job with the
Hmm.
sapphic sex. The sapphic sex was actually like realistic of
Oh,
what you would be doing.
what
It
made it
wasn't,
realistic? That's like, I'm intrigued now. Well, what made it real? Just doing my journalistic
oh my
duty,
God.
you
Yep.
know.
As you are, the
Someone's
journey.
listening to this and was like, well, what
Well,
makes it real?
what did they do? I was like, they actually, the fingers were strong in there.
Great. That's what I was
Okay.
hoping that you would say. They were like
Yes.
finger fucking and all that. All
Yes,
right.
but
Okay.
like real how it like escalates like it would, from the finger
Mm.
fucking to
Hmm.
like you dry humping, you taking the clothes off, you sucking on nipples, and then you go down and you're
Oh,
going
okay.
down on
Intimacy
people.
coordinator.
Like it was the intimacy coordinator deserved a raise and a
Yeah.
bonus, okay?
Okay, good. They're watching
Deserved
the
all
right
of it.
things. They know the right things.
And
That's cool.
mind you,
That's good to
this
know.
happened multiple times with multiple different people. And
Mm.
And not only that, not only did the sapphic sex deliver, they also had one of the couples who was hooking up with Margot. Her husband is the police chief, and they have a
Naturally.
scene where she is pegging him.
Mm. Okay. This is what I would imagine is going on in Texas. Like maybe this is more reality,
Exactly.
is what it's sounding. It sounds
Exactly.
like it's
This is
reality,
actually,
actually.
this was the Real Housewives, Texas, is what this really was.
This is what it
Because,
was. Okay.
like, yeah, the whole time she's like
Let's see.
dirty talking to him about like how powerful he is and whatever else as she's pegging him in the ass.
Oh, so
And then
this is
goes,
that's why it's so queer because I was like, I keep
yep,
seeing people saying it's queer as hell, but
yep.
this
And
is
she
wild.
goes,
Okay.
takes off the full like strap and takes it off and sets it on the nightstand when she is finished with
Wow.
the pink dildo in it.
Wow. He's got
Like
to clean
pink
it.
vibrator, pink thing. And I
She's like, clean
said,
that up. Put that
right.
away.
She's just like, look at you. And then he goes in that day to say, y'all need to go and find this girl. We can't
Mm.
be having her missing. I'm going to be running for re-election soon. Go
Yeah.
find her. And they were like, oh, what's up his ass? And I was like, whoever wrote that line.
Hmm.
winning. I think that was a direct line that was in it. She was like, what's up, Chief's ass? I was like,
Mm, more than you know.
who wrote that line? They also deserve a raise
That's
because
so funny.
it was great. All of the takes in there. And also Margot was hooking up with Chief's wife. Chief's wife is obsessed with Margot, but like in an unhealthy way. But Margot is also the most problematic human here because she's also hooking up with her friend who is the pastor's wife.
Hmm.
His son. She's hooking up with him before he goes off to play basketball at Baylor. Even though her and her man have a rule, the man who's supposed to be the governor, who was running for governor, they have a rule where they're like, oh, either of us can hook up with like the women that we want to, but Margot can't go hook up with any men outside of the marriage. They can bring in somebody, they can have a threesome. That's actually how Margot ended up with Homeboy. Homeboy left his wife, married Margot, and kicked wife to the curb with their twin sons
Hmm. Sounds like a
and brought
white
Margot
Tyler
in.
Perry movie. I'm not gonna lie to you.
This is
Which I have Tyler
actually
Perry question after
the
you're done with your
most
review. It's like
the
white Tyler
most
Perry.
white Tyler Perry type stuff, just with
Especially like the
more,
pegging and everything. You know how he be
okay,
getting his shit off. So
just with more like murder
mm,
than he's
more
done.
murder. Oh.
Just like lots of murder. So like
Yeah.
not only does so I tell
And
you
look,
that
they're probably building the characters too. That was again, we talk about our
truly
criticism. Tyler Perry's like the dialogue is always very nuts. Like it's
all
zero to
over the place.
100. Like
And each time
it's kind of
somebody
nuts.
died, I was just like, how did we get here? And also I forgot about this person, then brought it back in. So first of all, they have the story where they have this missing girl who has been missing for I forget if it was years or months, but she had been missing. And then one of the police officers had found like a random house out in the woods and heard screaming. And she was like, I'm calling it in. And then he was like, don't you go in the house. I'm 10 minutes out. She's like, fuck it. I'm going in. So she runs in, immediately gets shot in the head. But she
Okay.
survives.
Makes
Go
sense.
figure.
Yeah.
But they at least made it seem realistic, like she is recovering from a traumatic brain injury, but she's the smartest one in the unit. So of course she goes and shows up to help with all of the stuff. The pastor's son is hooking up with this other girl who is like, I'm gonna be a virgin forever. I shouldn't have sex with my boyfriend. And he's just a horn dog. So, of course, she gives it up to him. But at some point, she dies in the woods. She's shot. She was the one that was actually crawling through the woods at the beginning. But you think it's going to be Sophie. It's not. And I was like, that's a way too obvious giveaway. It wasn't Sophie. It was the homegirl. So then they all panic because the night that Sophie was found, or the next morning that Sophie, no, the night that the girlfriend was found, Sophie, Margot, the son, and the son's best friend all came over and had like a big old orgy.
Hmm.
So it's these
Wow.
adult women with these two 18-year-olds all
Wow.
having a big old orgy and things. But that was
It's
also
a
the night that
it's
like
a turn.
Margot and Sophie really like went all the way, did the whole
Wow.
thing. So of course Sophie is like all about Margot, can't not do anything. Literally, Margot has her spellbound. Margot also has the police chief's wife spellbound. Homegirl is catching Margot with the
Come on,
little 18-year-old
Spellbound.
boy, sending pictures to her like, I'm going to expose you. I see you. All of this other stuff. Mess, 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 mess. And so, in between all of this, the pastor's wife, who, mind you, the pastor hates his wife. The only
As
times
they
we see
tend
him,
to sometimes
okay?
do.
The only time we see
This is
him is when he comes in to like
documentary.
cuss her out and yell at the son. And then when he's speaking at all these funerals, that's really his only thing. The pastor's wife tries to cover up her son's indiscretions, especially because, of course, they're going to accuse her son of possibly murdering the girlfriend because, duh. Um, and because he wasn't quite nice to her and he wasn't all of these things. And so she tries to cover it all up. She lies to cover up for her son about his whereabouts and all of the things. And she is just making up all of these things. But then the mom of the girl that was murdered goes apeshit over the pastor's wife because she thinks that her son killed her daughter. So she comes over with a shotgun to go after the pastor's mom. Pastor's mom, or yeah, pastor's mom shoots her point blank in the gut because she has guns all over her house. This crazy bitch.
Hmm.
So she shot her. But then
Texas.
Margot and the girl, police chief's wife, they were out at drinks and they were like, how come the pastor's wife didn't come out to drinks? I don't know. Let's go check on her. So, of course, they go check on her. Pastor's wife
Mm.
is like, no, y'all don't need to come in. Cleaner didn't come today. House is a mess. No, don't come in here. Don't come in here. They're like, of course we did. We've seen your house, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Dead woman on the floor.
Mm.
They said, what the fuck? What is going on here? Da-da. Turn around. Pastor's wife got a gun pointed at them. Said, shut the fuck up. I need to be able to think. I don't know what to do. I just need a moment to think. Chief's wife, police chief's wife, shoots her. I was like, y'all were
Mm.
friends with this bitch. You just shot her point blank. She actually shot her 3 times in the chest.
Mm.
I was like, you got her the first time. Of course, as she goes down, she looks at them, calls them cunts, and dies.
Mm. After getting shot 3 times?
After getting shot. Well, she got shot the first time. She looked at them, said cunts, and then she
Oh,
got shot
okay.
3 more
I was
times.
about to
So,
say, God damn.
yeah. Yep. So there's a lot of dead bodies all over the place. Sophie, at
Yeah.
this point, had been able to get out of all of the trouble and issues because they were like, oh, look, we realized it was this person and then it was this person, but now they're all dead. So the case is closed. Cool, cool, cool. We're good to go. Sophie is free to go. But somehow Margot gets in touch with her brother. There's a bunch of stuff. Then Sophie learns everything about Margot. Sophie is about to blow Margot's spot up as her husband is running for governor. Margot's like, we can't have that. Her brother, of course, estranged, lives off in a trailer. She comes, drops off bags of money to him to get him to shut up about anything and everything. He's not loyal. He just wants money. So apparently he came to try and talk to Sophie about all the stuff that happened because he spilled the beans to Sophie about Margot and her double life and how she's not actually who she says she is. Her real name, I think, is Mandy or something, and all of that. So learns all of those things. He comes after her. Sophie thinks that he's trying to kill her as he reaches in his pocket for what is a cell phone, but she thought was a gun. So what does she do? After she has had 3 shooters of alcohol, she slams her Tesla into this man and kills him. And I
Mm.
said,
A
you
Tesla death.
dumb ass bitch. You have just gotten out of this situation. You were already in jail because they thought that you killed this girl that was in the woods. You were home free. And now you come out and kill Margot's brother. And then she drags him through the woods, drops him in the lake, and takes his phone. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. And that was the number one thing that pissed me off at this movie, which would be accurate to say that this is probably a Tyler Perry movie, the white version.
Mm. Or series, I guess. It's 8 episodes. That's something.
I was so mad.
So
I was so
there'll
mad.
probably be a season 2. Is it?
Yeah, because they had to get her to do some dumb shit so that they could have another season
Mm.
because they killed off most of the main people. And so I was like, so they gotta make a comeback
Yeah.
in some way.
Gotta respect the writing. They didn't know what was gonna happen. This
They
sounds
just stopped and were
wild,
like,
so they might as well leave it all on the floor for season 1 because this sounds insane.
they did everything. Like this could have been the only season.
They probably
It
wrote
was
it. It
that
sounds like
good.
they wrote it that way. And like, if we do get renewed, if this does
They were
catch,
like,
then let's make
oh,
sure we got a
let's
little
do that. I was
something.
so mad. I stopped. I literally yelled, Sophie, you dumb bitch, as
Mm,
she gets out of the car to go and handle all of this. I said, this girl is disassociating. Basically, the whole lesson of this: don't do drugs, don't buy guns.
mm. Okay. That's a good way to land it. Yeah, don't
Okay.
don't. This podcast doesn't really support guns, but does drugs, some drugs. So
Hard
that's
drugs.
our
Don't do the hard
PSA. Yeah,
drugs.
don't do the
Don't do
hard
the hard
drugs.
drugs.
Some drugs.
Do the natural ones. Don't do the hard ones.
Ah,
Because
very
all of
honest
this happened on
PSA.
hard drugs, okay? None of this happened on soft
Yeah.
drugs,
Y-
okay? All of this happened on
y-
hard drugs and alcohol. And I was like,
And it
y'all are
sounds like it.
mess.
Sounds like
Mess.
it.
So
Mm.
yeah, so
How
I
was
watch
the
Hunting Wives for you.
Tyler Perry movie that came out? Was it it wasn't like Family Vacation. What was it
Oh
called that
no, it
just
was
came
the
out?
wedding. Destination Wedding.
Destination Wedding.
I did watch that as well.
How was that?
I
Were you entertained?
was actually.
Okay.
I
As long as
was
you were entertained, that's
entertained.
what it's for.
I
As long as
laughed
you were
out
entertained.
loud multiple times. I did.
Okay.
It was
That's
very
good.
much
That's good.
a classic Tyler Perry messy. I think it ended a little better than like most of the other ones.
Hmm.
But it really did have like the classic Tyler Perry jokes. I was watching it with a friend and we both were like, we hate how much we're enjoying this, but actually
That's
really
so
enjoyed
funny.
it.
Yeah. Well, I'm
It was good.
glad
You
that
could tell
it
the budget
wasn't
was up.
so bad.
The
Yeah.
budget was up on this one. Okay. They
Hmm.
actually went down there, stayed at the Atlantis Is that the big ass
Wow.
hotel? That big, the one in
Shit.
Cancun or whatever? Yeah, they got to stay there, record from there,
It's the
do all the
Bahamas,
things.
the
Yeah,
Atlantis, yeah, Bahamas or
yeah.
Nassau. So one of them. It's in
They were
Nassau,
in
I
there.
think. Yeah. He seems
And
to,
yeah,
he'll spend the money on a Medea movie because Medea is
sure
the
will.
foundation of all these other,
Sure
of
will.
everything else. So I feel like he'll try and like he, maybe puts a little bit more thought into Medea movies because if he really crashes Medea, I can't say he's gone because has so many tentacles and different
Yeah.
shows, but like it always seems like I hear people say more positive things about the latest Medea as opposed to the other stuff that he puts out. So, you
Yeah.
know.
Also, it was really funny during this one because I was like, he's playing all the other characters better than he's playing himself. And that's the part
As
that I don't
he
get.
kind of
He
tends
is
to
fantastic
do.
as the other characters, but him as
Yeah.
himself, I'm just
Yeah. It's
like,
always weird to see him
I
as
can't.
himself. Like it's just like, all right, this, yeah, it's interesting.
Just can't do it.
All right. Well, shout out to that. I am in the Love Island watch. I am 10 episodes into 36. So, I mean, as long
Congratulations.
as Shelly's there and Alandria, so that's good. But I'll tell you what, it is very straight. It is very chaotic, and it's like, wow, this is it's 36 episodes of this.
Uh-huh.
It's one of those things. But it's entertaining, I'll give it, because they have so many challenges and it's just like a canon of new straight people that they'll shoot out, every 2 episodes. It's like you get
Right.
used to a set and they're like, bam, three more. I'm just like, my God. Like what just, but it is entertaining, I'll give it. It's
Okay.
just it's a
So you're
lot.
liking it?
It's Yeah, it is entertaining. Like straight people can be entertaining. It actually made me feel a little bit better about um Queer Ultimatum and everything because I'm like, oh no, they're crazy. Like they're,
Yeah.
the things they talk about, the things that they do and how they move with stuff is like, our crazy is very like emotional and just like, but their crazy is just like it's fun to watch, but it's just like, oh yeah, wow.
Wow.
Straights, huh? There's
Look at
something.
that.
And again, that's
Yeah.
10 episodes. And I know it gets crazier in some of the things that were happening since this is, it runs through the summer. And I know, people
Mm-hmm.
voted and the reunion show in real life is they're about to do this season 7 reunion. Uh, these I know of the outside controversies that we're about to get to on the show, but it's also just like it's a marathon. I'm like, God damn, there's 36 of these joints. Crazy. So
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they land this plane. It is a journey across the world, I'll tell you that.
Wow. Look
So
at you
yeah.
doing
Team
the
Shelly though.
work.
Shelly's by
Yep.
and fine and just and I'm here for it into the very end. Like if Shelly wasn't on this show, I probably would have turned it off because I didn't tell you. First episode.
Mm.
They opened this show with a musical number. When I tell you I almost turned this shit off, I was like, what in the fuck?
Come
And
on,
it was to
musical.
a Janelle Monáe song. I was like, what the hell is happening here? Like, I'm talking about it's a 4-minute musical number that the cast does to
Oh,
start the
wow.
show.
So
So
they
I was like,
rehearsed.
what in the entrapment? Like, I felt like someone saw this and knew to recommend this to me because I would hate it. Because I was like,
Yeah.
I almost didn't watch this show at all because I thought it was a joke. But I got past those 4 minutes and, been watching all this straight mess is what it is. So
Wow. Look
entertaining
at
though.
this. Good.
Like a musical number. Like I was
Can't
like,
get
is
over
this
this.
a commercial? Like, and it kept going, and like honestly, like my heart started to palpitate a little bit. I was like, oh no, like I was like, what is this show? Like it really scared me. But I got through it. I got through it. So
I'm so glad. I'm
I'll
so proud
report
of you.
back. My God, whew,
Please do. Please do.
girl, I was about to be like, no, y'all, I'm not watching this musical straight dating show. Like,
You're
but
like,
also
actually,
it's funny
plot
because
twist that they
MB
didn't tell you this.
Yeah, NBC has the bag, so like their soundtrack and like the songs are like actually
Actually
current
good.
songs and good songs. It's not just the like reality show music. So it's just kind
Yeah.
of funny, just like the difference with things with the big budget show that
Yeah.
even their layout, like they're in Fiji or something like that somewhere, but it's a beautiful villa that they're in and all that. So I was like, they spend money with this show. You
Look
could
at that.
tell. You could
Mm.
tell. They spent a lot
All
of
right.
money. So
Good for them. Good.
right. Moving on to our advice segment. Am I a bad queer? Got something on your mind? Don't keep it to yourself. Send your questions to bagqueers.com. Hit us up on IG at bagqueerspod or email us at bagqueers@bagqueers.com. Okay, this first one is from Jason. Jason says, am I a bad boyfriend? I am straight. My girlfriend is queer. He probably Googled queer podcast. She was previously in a long-term relationship with a woman, and then we met and have been dating for 10 months. Recently, she brought up non-monogamy, and I have had bad experiences with it in the past. And I only want to be monogamous with my girlfriend. When I told her that I wanted to stay monogamous, she was disappointed because she felt like I was hindering her identity.
Mm.
Now I support her queerness in all ways. I helped her throw a pride party. Wow, that's up there, right?
Go ahead, my guy.
Yeah. I go to protests in 10 months. Wow. This seems like a lot. This seems inflated. I go to protests, I educate myself, I want to support her, but I can only do that in a way that matches my boundaries. Am I a bad boyfriend for hindering her identity? Jason. Um, I don't even really totally agree that you're hindering her identity here. I just think that y'all both want different things. It's 10 months in. It's okay to like this is probably a big thing. It sounds like it's a big thing. It didn't work out in the past for you when you tried. Everybody is different, but if you're not comfortable with this, then that's fine. That's your boundary and you both might not be a match. And that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah,
That's
it's okay.
okay. You know, you still have the pride party you helped her throw and the protest and educating yourself and supporting her that you did during this. So good on you. It just sounds like y'all are on two different pages, and that's fine. Because if she wants to be non-monogamous, she could go do that. And if you want to be monogamous, you go do that. So that seems like a pretty black and white thing to part ways on for now. Maybe that's
Mm-hmm.
something down the road y'all can align with, but seems pretty black and white. You're just gonna have to break up. That seems pretty big for both y'all.
Seems pretty
So
easy. Pretty easy.
yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
in a a thing like a big thing. So those are two different wants that conflict. So
Yeah.
mhm.
Definitely what Kris said. It's you said it, honestly. You don't want to go away from your boundaries. You want to do something that matches your boundaries. And
Yeah.
it sounds like non-monogamy is not a part of what you want. And I think that's the simplest black and white thing, like Kris said, to just be like, well, it's time to move on. So she wants to come back and dabble in the dark side some more. So
Dark side. You
that's
better
what we're gonna.
stop. Those right wingers are like, yeah, dark side. But
We
I
like,
mean,
but
it
we make
is,
the dark side look good. Like we've been. Hello,
you know,
Powerpuff Girls. The devil exists. Like that's the dark
what?
side. Anytime. Think of what's their name? Sir? Is it Sir or Mister from
Oh, yes, yes, yes,
Powerpuff
yes.
Girls? So I'm like, that's
Mm-hmm.
always what I imagine whenever I say dabble in the dark side. I'm like, it's fabulous.
Okay,
But
yeah, and they were
okay,
fabulous. Yeah, yep, yep, yep.
that's
How about
how
that
I felt about
character?
that. Okay,
Hmm.
iconic,
Wow,
one of a
wow.
kind, ahead of its time.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Shout out to
Jason,
them.
there's really nothing you can do here. So
Mm-mm.
just let it be.
Yeah, I don't think
Let
this
it
is a
be.
hindering identity thing either. Like I
Agreed.
don't,
Don't let her use that language towards you because
Yeah,
that's
I think
toxic
she's
energy right there
she's
to
throwing
be
that
able
out
to do
there.
that. She's trying to
It's
make
like,
you feel bad
no,
to the point
I
that you
don't think
wrote to
that's it.
us.
Yeah, you threw a pride party. That's what he told his friends. Oh, I threw a pride party.
He
It's like,
did.
what that party look like? That doesn't
I
what?
really want to know. Could you send us photos,
Horrible
Jason?
examples. Don't repeat this to queer folks either. Don't say you did this stuff. It's okay
Like,
to
I'm an
just do it and
ally.
feel good about it. Just
I
do it
threw a
and feel
pride
good
party.
because you wanted to do it, Because what if it was a whack party?
Also
So,
that.
they might be like that party you threw in June. They don't even call it a pride party. They're like that party you threw in June. Oh, it's terrible. So, hope that helps,
Mm.
Jason.
Yeah, good luck. All right, our next Am I Bad Queer comes from Anonymous, so we're just going to call Anonymous Justine. Justine writes in, says, am I a bad queer? I'm dating someone, let's call her Lisa, who has a long-term best friend who is a hardcore Republican. When I met her, it was fine overall. She would make small comments, but nothing that put me off. Until we met the rest of her friends one night, and that is where the problems began, as they do. They immediately jumped into discussing politics, and I left. Lisa didn't see what the big deal was, and now I'm wondering what type of taste she has in friends and whether or not I should have left and should leave this relationship. What would you all do if you were in my shoes? Justine.
Mm,
Justine, I feel like you did the right thing.
I left.
You didn't like the space. You didn't want to be there for the conversations. You removed yourself from a space that you did not feel safe or welcome.
Hmm.
Sounds like what you should have done to me. I don't know if you ended up talking to Lisa to let her know why and what was happening and all of that, or if she had any defending words for her friends and things. But I feel like the people who end up being this, like you said, it's a long-term best friend. So they've probably known them either since like childhood or college, and they just are ride or die with them because they've never said anything like problematic to them, but they know that their politics are problematic or know that their beliefs are problematic, and so they stick around because, well, it's never happened to me. They've never done it to me,
Hmm.
and that's a red flag too. Like I understand that not giving up friendships and stuff, and people are really dedicated. You've been through so much and all of this, but the moment that it makes you feel uncomfortable, I feel like it's a really solid moment to question the
Mm,
people and their morals and why they stuck around for so long and why they just let their friends continue to say all of these things in front of company as well.
mm-hmm. Yeah, this is interesting, Justine, because I feel like even if someone grew up with someone who uh, maybe was a 90s Republican, the
Right.
conservative that was supposed to be the safe golden retriever of Republicans, even though it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
really. Um, at this current point, what we've talked about earlier in this podcast and what we've talked about for the last 5 years on this
Mm-hmm.
podcast, your person you're dating, Lisa is the pole and her friend is the actual red flag because not seeing what the big deal was is a cosign. Because if you had a Republican friend, and again, like maybe it was, kind of grandfathered in, but they're currently like 10 toes down Republican and like talking about politics and like defending what's going on. Um, it's pretty cut and dry what they believe in. And if your friend, your girlfriend or whoever you're dating didn't see what the big deal is, it's just going to go downhill from here. Yeah, like people are taking more clear stances and setting their boundaries with people who are Republican family members and friends and everything, and certainly somebody you're dating. Like, it'd be one thing if like Lisa shielded you or whatever, but the thing that stuck out is that she didn't see what the big deal was. So,
Mm-hmm.
but there's nothing really to wonder about what type of taste she has in friends. It's clear.
It's there
So,
on a platter,
yeah.
served
So
to you.
this is another leave them. Yeah, Jason, Justine, you know, gotta leave them. I mean, it's pretty clear what their tastes are. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to wonder. Hey, don't wonder
Don't wonder.
anymore. Don't wonder.
The
It is
mystery is solved.
there. Yeah,
Scooby-Doo and the gang have figured it out.
it was actually like it's like a 15-minute episode. Like it's not even like the full 30. Like they solved it pretty quickly, uh, that mystery. So
Yep.
all right. Leave them. All right, this last one is from Simon, who says, I recently started dating someone a few years younger than me, and anime is basically their love language. Ooh. They watch it daily, go to conventions, send me clips with captions like, This is so us. Ooh. I've tried, but I can't get past the over the top voices, endless episodes, or the fact that I can't tell half the characters apart.
Mm.
Now, I feel like I'm letting them down by not sharing this huge part of their world. Am I a bad queer for faking enthusiasm for anime just to make my partner happy? Simon. There's something sweet about that. I think you should tell them that you're not like you don't get it yet. Maybe there's some anime series that you would get because it is a vast world. I
Wild.
didn't watch Sailor Moon. I didn't watch any of those things. I should have watched or Dragon Ball Z at the time. It's grown from there. It's a whole universe of things. Like I'll see it on Netflix that a new whatever came out. So it
Yeah.
really is a vast universe of things. Maybe the things that they've shown you hasn't been of interest or understanding. But I think it's really good that you're curious and still trying to um be a part of their hobby. You don't always have to know their hobby. Like just showing genuine curiosity, I think is enough. But you should tell them that you're not getting it. Like you don't. What do you mean this is us? Like I don't get it.
I don't
And
get it.
maybe that will be fun for that your partner to find something that you would understand. Like maybe you share the type of adult cartoons you like, and maybe there's some parallels. Maybe there's a quiz you could take to find it, or maybe you don't like anime at all, but you again respect their love of it and hobby and love it from afar. And, yeah, you can. I'm sure there's some things conversely that they might not get. Like maybe you're a sports gay and they're like, sports ball, okay, but they're just happy to hang out and all that. So just being a companion, that is great. So I think you should just be honest with them that you don't get any of this so far.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. Anime is a deep, deep,
deep world.
deep fan base and deep world, like Kris said.
Yeah.
So I think figure out how much of this you actually want to get into. Because if you're not super interested in it, just be like, go and have fun.
Yeah.
Bye.
Buying
But
a
for some
costume.
people, it sounds like your partner, like this is their life. This is
Big.
this is it. So, wow, this might be the third to be like, hey, if you
You're
can't
like,
move
leave
past
them.
this, this might be
I
something
mean,
that, because if you don't like, I hope y'all talk about other things. I hope that this is, just something
yeah.
that's there, but it sounds like this is a diehard anime person. And maybe they just need to
And
find
they're
another
younger
anime
than you too. So
person.
maybe
Yeah.
it's just the excitement of it. But that also, yeah, maybe if
It
it's
could be a
that
thing.
big,
Yeah. And you're
it
not
could be,
interested
yeah.
because
Maybe
you're faking the
insulting you in
enthusiasm.
anime and you don't
Right.
understand it. They're like, you're being such a
Just be so mad about it.
Sailor Moon. It's like, what?
I like that
So
that's the main thing that you know.
that's the only thing I know. That and Goku and Dragon Ball Z. That's the only thing I paid attention to.
Yeah.
I was like, I had already gone through this in my formative ages with Power Rangers and stuff like that. So like by the
Hmm.
time I feel like Sailor Moon was like on and stuff, like I wasn't paying attention to that type of stuff. I was moving on to older content, like watching like Dawson's Creek or some bullshit, like some Martin. Like it just yeah. I was like, I'm all right. So but
That's
people
fair.
love it. It's a whole universe. It really is
It
very
is.
deep. So
They're topping
very, very,
music
very.
charts and doing all sorts of stuff. So,
It's a thing.
congrats to
Mm-hmm.
them. But
Mm,
yeah, you just figure out if that's something that you want to be a part of or not. And if it's not, then reconsider.
yeah. Hmm. Good luck. All right, that's it for this week's Am I a Bad Queer? Send your questions to badqueers.com. Hit us up on IG at badqueerspod or email us at badqueers@badqueers.com.
All right, what type of backwards would we be if we didn't have unpopular queer opinions? My bad queer opinion is short and sweet. I'm just gonna say it, even though we have come from dating app
Our origin
backgrounds
stories.
and know
Yeah.
this and all of that. Um, I just need y'all to know that dating apps are overrated. You can meet people if you go outside.
Mm-hmm.
You can. Now,
Yeah.
mind you, I know I'm speaking of this for like 90, let's say like 93% of people, because there are areas like some of y'all are out in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin, and I get it. You have to look from a distance and figure out the things, but also you don't have to just do it on dating apps because there's threads, there's groups. You just go to a city for a weekend and just talk to people and do the stuff. Like,
Mm-hmm. Is
please don't.
Meetup still around?
Meetup
I know
is
that's
still
like
around.
skews kind of older, but
I think
Meetup.
it got
Oh, it
like a
is.
rebrand,
Oh, good. Yeah, Meetup. Oh, it
right?
did. It looks
Right?
like
Yeah.
a
So all
Notion
like
page.
all the
This is
event
cute.
pages and stuff, like
Yeah,
they're all
a lot of
still
queer
there.
stuff
There's a lot
on
of
here.
threads, TikTok, people are
Mm-hmm.
meeting on TikTok, like just
Mm-hmm. Oh, Reddit.
very
Reddit.
right.
I'm
Reddit,
getting heavily
strong.
into Black queer Reddit. It's actually very
It's
fun.
so
But they
good.
have like virtual dating on there and all that.
Yep.
So there's a
So
lot of places to
just
go.
diversify your dating options, but also still go outside.
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
Yeah. Just go outside.
Please and thank you. Go outside.
A lot of magic happens when you go outside and you meet people.
Hmm. Like it might take
Mm-hmm.
a little longer, but I think it's quality over quantity
Mm-hmm.
in that front. Where dating apps, it's quantity.
Mm-hmm.
So,
bookstores. There's a lot of places you could go, and
yes.
online spaces you could go too. It's like it's
Mm-hmm.
not like you're like anti-online spaces, but you should go
No,
outside. But also, again,
just
if you live in a
diversify
place
it.
that's like not,
Yeah.
yeah,
I've been having
get
so many
off
conversations with
the
people who
dating
are just
apps.
like die hard dating app, dating app, but they all hate it. They all
Yeah,
hate
I
it. They
never
hate
hear good
they
stories.
hate the conversations, they hate the things. Like every once in a while they find somebody and it's great and it works out, but
Mm-hmm.
man, I'm just like, "Well, what else are you doing?" And then they say, "Well, nothing really." And I'm like, "Please diversify the portfolio."
Yeah, yeah, yep. A lot
Short and
of
sweet.
bots out there,
Okay, so many.
scammers,
And
like
AI
just
now?
whew,
Shit.
AI. Yep. Oh my God. Ooh, can
Okay?
you
And if you don't
imagine
catch
they
it
could make a whole profile like for real that really video
and
you.
sound real,
Yeah, yeah, it's scary out there. You better go meet people, touch your skin.
okay?
That sounded very like Silence of the Lamb, but go out there, just touch skin.
You just gotta make sure that
Touch
they're real,
touch
not
grass, and
pixelated,
then
not
yeah,
pixelated.
mm-hmm. They touches the skin. Okay. My bad queer opinion is we've called out toxic masculinity with studs and mass queer spaces, which is totally true. But uh, just a reminder that work does get undercut when femme partners actively encourage these behaviors.
Mm,
Like if we want to progress this, it's a group effort too. Like we got to hold everybody accountable, whether someone finds it hot or because it feels familiar. Like let's also stop validating that behavior from the femme community sides of things so that, you know, we could start really changing things. Because as long as those behaviors are attractive to some femmes, then you'll have masks that act that way, or you'll have studs that act that way. And so, yeah, let's get this is a group effort to turn things around. So, yeah, y'all watch it. Watch that. Watch that.
watch
That's a thing. That's a thing.
it.
It's a thing. There's a lot of them that champion that terrible behavior. So,
Truly.
hmm
And like
yeah,
champion it hard. Like we'll die
hard,
on the cross for it.
hard. Yeah, yeah. It's like it's not pick me, but it's like we have to have something. There's a name for that, but there are femmes that are ride or die for that terrible, terrible, toxic shit. So, mm,
Hmm.
yeah, we
Y'all
see it.
are also hey, like you said earlier, the flag and the pole.
Yeah, the poll. Yeah. Mm, 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 mm.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Well,
Just want to
wow.
highlight
Look,
that.
succinct, succinct.
Yeah,
We're moving on. We're
we
doing
are.
things. Let's go ahead and wrap up the show. But we would never leave you without giving shout out to our faves. My shout out this week goes to Trans Legal Clinic. They provide free and accessible legal help to trans and non-binary folks in need. You can follow and support at Trans Legal Clinic on IG.
All right. And this shout out is to TBOY Wrestling, a transmasc wrestling competition and performance art showcase
Oh,
that is currently touring the US. You can follow them on IG at TBOY Wrestling for dates. I know they've been in LA that they started earlier this year or last October. They've been in the Bay. I've seen dates for Portland and um, other cities. So check them out and go support.
that sounds dope, actually.
It's pretty cool.
I want to
It's pretty
go.
cool. It's cool. Check it out.
Oh,
It is
man.
pretty cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Take care.
Can we talk about things? I'm sorry that I'm gone.